Hello YouTube, I am Lightly Salted, welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to the U-Boat, and our rather target-rich environment. You may remember from the last episode, we had just taken a few passes at this HX convoy, large group 11 to 25. We've managed to put down a few tonnage inside, but we are still on the search for the Lucille M, so we can clear up this last part of our mission. We're currently running on the surface, making about 16 knots, and my plan is to continue on the surface following the convoy's track until we've got a little more battery built up. Unfortunately, we are running the risk of exiting our patrol sector, so much farther and our kilometers will no longer count. So the idea is I'd like to get that charged up as fast as I can, so we can dive back into the convoy and see what we can do about finding Lucy. Alright, and as you can see, we've pretty much rebuilt the batteries at this point, so my plan is now to cut back into the convoy and see what we can get done there. I'm going to go ahead and dive, and we'll have Mr. Taff go ahead and raise the snorkel for us. Alright, we found our convoy again. We are currently 9% visible. We're going to go ahead and swatch over to electric motors. And we have a little bit of a problem here. We're going to drop to 50 right quick like. Taff, let's go ahead and kill the gyro compass. Well, gyro compass is already killed. Fantastic. I'm going to go ahead and get the radioman working on this target for me. We're actually going to have to go ahead and get a torpedo solution a little faster, as this destroyer runs the risk of blocking our shots. Community, if I could have you start warming up some torpedoes for me, please. Now, as I recall, these were traveling on a bearing of 58 degrees, and a speed of about 4.5 knots. I'll stop engines at this point. And with any luck, we can get a fairly accurate distance on her. We are looking at a 5-kilometer shot, more or less. But unfortunately, there's really nothing I can do about it with that destroyer bearing on us. That ship looks to be about 5480 from us. By the time I've got some torpedoes lined up, she'll be a little closer. So let's go ahead and wait for that. We are becoming more visible by the minute. This destroyer is not too far away. Okay, we have 2 torps ready. Mr. Dragon, let's get you on the depth steers, please. We're going to be creeping up to 20 meters. Taff, let's go ahead and make sure we keep the snorkel down for now. We don't accidentally want to pop it through the waves. Alright, how are we looking distance-wise? Our ship is about 160 meters past the 5-kilometer mark. So with any luck, an entry of 5,100 meters will do it. Let's go ahead and flood tube 1 and 5. Fire. We are now 6% visible. No part of us is popping through the waves. That's excellent. Alright, the track looks halfway decent for one of the torpedoes at least. The other may miss. We've been running into that a lot lately. Nope, I think we're good. Okay, unknown freighter. That's 1. And 2. Alright, given her health bar is depleting quickly, I would say she's a goner. We are going to drop to maximum safe depth, and actually we're going to go a little farther than that. We're going to head around the 165 mark, and we are going to try to get out of dodge. The Lucille M! The Lucille M was sunk! Fantastic! Fantastic! Now that was a lucky break. Alright, we are continuing to drop. This destroyer seems to be fairly interested in the sector we're currently occupying. Community, what are we looking left for torpedoes? We have lots of torpedoes. Mr. Community, could you please get on that for me? We've got more boats to sink. Okay, we are 16% detectable at this point. With any luck, as we drop into the red zone here, that might decrease a little bit for us. If not, we always have our handy-dandy sonar decoys, which actually I may pop one of those now. Skipper, let's go ahead and do that. Let's toss a pill. Fantastic. Alright, that should give them something to chase while we scoot on out of here. Mr. Community, do you have that done already? That was a very fast load. Excellent job. Yes, indeed. Let's go ahead and keep loading them up. Alright, we are currently making 89 decibels of noise, but the sonar decoy is giving us a 90% benefit, so we are only making 79 decibels worth of noise. So that's fantastic. That will definitely give them something to chase while we attempt to put a couple more rounds downrange here. Depth charges are happening. They are depth charging the area that we dropped the sonar decoy in. That's fantastic. It's a great place for that to happen. Since the depth charges are going off, we're going to go ahead and fire up the vents momentarily. Give us a little extra air. Community, how about a couple more torpedoes, please? Thank you. Alright, with the ventilation on, we are currently outstripping the noise coming from our sonar decoy, so I'll kill that. With any luck, they didn't pick us up in that short window. Alright, we have a Corvette inbound, and she is outfitted with sonar. It's a little concerning, considering we are heading directly toward her. The Corvette may have given up the chase on us. She appears to be a little lost. We seem to be in pretty good shape here. Depth charges. They are still bombing our sonar decoy. Let's go ahead and fire up the ventilation again. Always take advantage of the depth charges for your ventilation. One of the best tips I could give anybody. Alright, we're going to go ahead and... Nope, we have nothing in the rear. We actually can speed up ever so slightly. Alright, our sonar decoy has pretty much given up the ghost at this point, so we are quite detectable. We're in the baffles of these two ships. I've lost sight of our second destroyer altogether. And we are in the baffles of this Corvette. With any luck, we should be okay at this point. We're going to go ahead and drop down to speed 2 just in case. And we're going to carry on. Mr. Dragon, why don't you hop on the electrics for me? We'll conserve a little bit of battery while we're at it. And of course, Taff, let's get on nav. Alright, according to my icon, we have been detected. Skipper, you know what to do. Let's toss one of our last 2 sonar decoys. And as soon as that pops, we will alter course. The boat's groaning a little bit. With any luck, we won't burst any pipes. Skipper's on his way. And let's alter course. With any luck, whatever has detected us, we'll find that instead. I'm guessing it must be the second destroyer that I've lost eyes on. Okay. I think I'm going to hold position here. Wait for this freighter to get a little closer to a 90 degree to me, and I think I'll open fire on her. Community, a couple of torpedoes, please. You know, my secondary thought is I may get between these 2 freighters and launch at both of them. Now that would be interesting. Alright, I'll stop us here. I'll throw in some calculations for the freighters, and we'll see what we can do about getting a shot away. Alright, now to figure out the distance on my freighters. I would say we're looking at roughly 1 kilometer. Let's go ahead and bring ourselves up to 20 meters. We'll get red on the depth steers for us to make sure we don't pop through the waves. Alright, I'm willing to say that the distance is probably close enough to take my shots. So we'll go ahead and flood tubes 1 and 2. And fire. Now we're going to alter this one to more like 750. And we're going to go ahead and flood tubes 3 and 4. And fire. And with that, we are going to lay in our course to get going. We'll drop down to 50 meters, say. We'll get red back on the engines for us. And with any luck, we're going to have some fireworks here momentarily. Alright, on target A, we've got one. And it looks like the second May Clipper knows. Fantastic. Oh, just in time. Nope. The second torpedo is going to drift just shy. As a matter of fact, it's going to drift something to the tune of 15 meters. 15 meters off target. That's unfortunate. Okay. Well, I would say this has been a pretty successful patrol overall. It is my belief that I am now completely out of torpedoes. Community, can you check on that for me?
Jawohl.
And yes, we have spent all of our torpedoes on this engagement. Pretty positive about it, actually. I think it went well. This Corvette is not outfitted with sonar. This one is not either. We're going to go ahead and get real low. Say right around the 164, 166 mark. I'm going to fire up the vents right now, and we'll run them momentarily while we're still in the midst of all of this. And with any luck, that should cover us long enough to get out of Dodge here. That should do it for air, I think. Alright, where are we at? We're still inside our patrol sector, so that's fantastic. We didn't have to leave it in order to track down the Lucille M. Alright, this Corvette does not seem to know we're coming. I'm getting no detection hints. So I would say we're pretty much in the clear here. Although this destroyer, she is definitely making tracks. Alright, the second Corvette also appears to be paying us no mind. I do not think she can find us. And that destroyer is heading back north. I think we're in the clear. Okay, we have a destroyer coming up out of nowhere. Let's try to get in her baffles. Okay, we're slowly becoming detectable to her, so we're going to go ahead and slow down. With any luck, that'll keep us in the clear. And she has bypassed us. I feel fairly confident to increase speed at this point. We are going to need air in a big way here momentarily. Alright, let's kick up the jams a little bit. And rather than risk popping up to the surface, I'm going to run the vents just for a wee bit. I think we're pretty good here. I'd like to get about 10k worth of space. And then we'll come back to the surface and replenish everything the old-fashioned way. Mr. Dragon, you've been doing a fantastic job on the depth steers, thank you. Community, can you get on the electric engines for me? Mr. Taff, let's have you get your head down real quick. Mr. Quebec, you've been doing a fantastic job, thank you. Mr. Knox, let's have you take over. And Skipper, well, you just keep on keeping on. Oh, right, we're going to report home and get ourselves 16,800 budgets. Community, thank you. Mr. Red Dragon, jump back on the engines for me, friend. Let's get these kilometers eaten. Alright, we've completed our 2,000 kilometers traveled inside the patrol sector. Fantastic. Let's get that news back to BDU. I have no doubt that they'll be planning a party in our honor. Now we've got to get home. And here we are, folks. We've made it home safe and sound. Skipper, let's go see the leading officer. Taff and Exile receives a new decoration, the Iron Cross First Class. The skipper gets himself the German Cross in gold. Alright, so we picked up 20,000 budgets and 33% reputation. We sunk 23,159 tons in a 12-day, 3-hour span. We traveled a total distance of 19,626 kilometers. We did manage to take out the Sankt Svivin, the Lady Hawkins, the Watuka, the Empire Liddell, and of course, Madame Lucy. So while we did find the lost ship, we weren't able to engage with her because the timer seemed to have run out. So we didn't get that portion of our mission, but overall, I'm very, very pleased with how that went. Overall, I would say that was a fantastic engagement. Managed to find that large convoy fairly quickly, and we did some damage to her on the way out. Which of course brings us to the end of this particular episode. Consider leaving a like and subscribe if you haven't already. My Discord server, the Salt Mines, invitation down below, is filling up by the day. Excellent to see all those new faces. A lot of fun discussions about this title and others. So I hope to see you there. Until next time, I've been Lightly Salted. Thanks for tuning in. Bye now.